Hey everyone, what's up? It's Louisa from Good Astrology, and I'm here to be your guide by the side, teaching you how to learn about basic practical astrology um, online from the safety of your own home in your own time. You could be sat in your pajamas with a cup of tea under a duvet learning about astrology. No need to go to college or sign up for a correspondence course. You can just do it safely and easily at home. So, the first thing we're going to do today is create a free user profile at www.astro.com. I'm going to talk you through the steps and then talk you through the steps to create your first birth chart. And then that's the lesson. So it's a nice, easy one, and it won't take very long at all. So the very first thing you need to do, and I'm going to do this with you, is go to www.astro.com. So that is www.astro.com and click enter. And then when you get onto the main page, you want to, if you have a look in the top right hand corner, you should see that you're not logged in. If you aren't already using it, you won't be logged in. And you'll see a login button and also a shopping cart button. If you click on login, and then what you want to do is click on create a free registered user profile. So that's the bottom option with a little green person next to it. So click on that. And you just have to accept, there's a little box with data privacy information by Astrodienst. So click accept for there. And then you've got a little registration data form to fill out. So let's pop in our details. So okay, so that's my email. You need to make up a password. I always find that a bit tricky. And you need to be able to redo the same one again, which is even trickier. I'm all fingers and thumbs off when I do that. And once you've done that, you need to select the title that you'd like to be known as. So I'm going to go for Ms. because they don't have a Mrs. Then pop in your first name or your preferred name and your last name, which country you're based in. I think that is so that if you actually buy any products from them, you get the right tax code associated with them. Because this, although this is a really wonderful free site, they do also sell some amazing little products. And then select the language that you're in. Obviously, I'm in English. And then if you want to be kept logged on, then just click yes. And then when you're ready, just click OK. So that's it. I'm in, and I hope you are too. If you've made a mistake, it will absolutely hassle you. It will let you know where you've made your mistake. So just stop the video, go back and fill in the little bits where you didn't quite make it right, if you need to. But once you've done that, then you get the chance to create a horoscope and create your first profile. Before we do that, though, I just want to quickly take you back to the home page. Because if you scroll down the home page, you'll see there's lots of different things that are catching your eye. It's quite busy. There's lots there. There's lots of articles and blog pieces. And then in the main menu, under free horoscopes, if you click there, you'll see that it's got a lot of different free horoscopes. Once you've set up your profile, once you've set up your time, place, and date of birth for your for your birthday, so you can have a look at your chart. Once you've got your chart, you can come back to any of these. For instance, click personal portrait and get a reading. And it's a computer generated one. It's obviously, in my opinion, not as good as if you have one done by a proper astrologer. Although these are written by astrologers, but yeah, they are really worth doing. They're pretty good. Anyway, let's go to, if you go to the far right, and towards the top, you'll see a little link called My Astro. This is where it all works from. So if you go to My Astro, click on that, and then what you want to do, you'll see that there's a little button that says Add New Astro Data. Now, with a free account, you can have up to 100 different user profiles. So, for instance, if you've got like a partner, your mum, your dad, your friend, your employer, anyone that you want to do the chart for, you can pop them in. So you've got a very generous allowance of 100 different users. So I think that's pretty incredible. So anyway, you've got the birth date entry form. So pop in your first name and your last, gender. Now, this just gives you the option between male and female. And it also says whether it's an event, because you can also create a chart for an event. So, for instance, when I got married, I created my marriage chart. That, counts as an event. So you can click there. I'm sure at some point, astro.com may well update their genders. But for now, it's, male and female. And then you need to put in your date of birth. Now, most people know their date of birth. In my whole life, I've only met one person that didn't know their date of birth, and they were like one of 5 children, and she was the last one. She had a rough idea of when her birthday was, but her parents were so busy. So anyway, pop your date of birth in. And then your time of birth. Now, if you really, really don't know your time of birth, click on unknown. Now, some people just know that they were born in the morning or mid-morning or in the afternoon, and you can ask quite a lot of your parents. I know in England, when I was born in the 70s, um, the time of birth wasn't recorded, and I know it's the same for a lot of countries. I think in America they do record the time of birth, but I've had lots of clients ask their parents, and they said, "Oh, it was at the time when we were eating our evening meal." So it gives you an idea. If you don't have the exact time, then go for mid-morning or go for mid-afternoon and do an approximate. You'll still get a more accurate chart than if you click unknown. But if you really don't know and don't want to risk it, then go for unknown. The time and place of birth really do specify your chart. It makes it so much more accurate. So it's worth doing a bit of digging if you can. Now, I've got quite a few clients who knew that it was within, I don't know, a 2-hour space, and then they've used a pendulum or some other form of scrying to divine the time that they were born. And so a lot of people do swear on that. And I guess what I say is, if there's a time when you feel there's an emotional connection to, why not use it? At the end of the day, I think astrology is a tool, and it's a model. It's a model of thinking, and it's a model of planning that you can use in your life. And if you feel really strongly about a particular time, then I think you should use it. You can always play around, and I really do think that if you can be playful in astrology, you'll actually learn a little bit more about yourself. And then finally, pop in your birth town. Now, I absolutely recommend that you really watch what you're typing in. I wasn't born far from London, and if you have a look at how many Londons there are, there's so many. It's very easy to think you've selected the right one, only to create your chart and then look at it and say, "Hang on a sec, that's that's in America," So i- really check where you're going. I'm currently living in Portugal, and often I type in a place in Portugal and it picks up the Brazilian equivalent. So you have to really double check that. And once you've done that, just click on continue. And then once you've done that, your chart is completely ready for you to have a look at. Okay, so you should now have your stored astro data in front of you, and it will say number equals 1, because you've just got one entry in there, and that's your birth date. All you do is click on the link, and it will take you to a page where you can then choose chart drawing ascendant. That's the option on the top left hand side. So click on chart drawing ascendant. Later on, I will show you how to use extended chart selection, but That's for tomorrow or the next day. For now, just do the chart drawing ascendant. And there is your chart in front of you. Now, you might at first instinct gulp and think, wow, there's a lot there, because there really is. However, if you stick around to the next lesson, we will start to uncode that. So let's just recap what we've looked at so far. So what we've just done in this very short session is we have created a free user profile for you on astro.com. I've shown you that there are lots of different free options on that site, so that, you know, if you want to go and have a look at a quick computer generated profile for you, or for your partner, you can do that. And so we've set up your free user profile, and then we've set up all of the components of your birth chart. So we've added in your name, your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth, and then you've seen how to access your chart. In the next session, I'm going to look at each part of the chart step by step, so that you can understand, you know, what's involved in a chart. Most notably, we'll be looking at the structure of it, so the actual chart wheel and the separations, because it almost looks like a pizza. So we'll be looking at the structure. We'll also be looking at the signs of the chart, so from Aries right the way through to Pisces. We'll also be looking at the houses, houses 1 to 12, that's also part of the structure. Also look at the planets, then finally how the planets all connect to each other. And then as a little bonus, I'm also going to show you how to find the transits. Now, just in short, what the transits are. So your birth chart, everything is like caught in this big circle. And everything within the circle represents the snapshot of the heavens at the time and date and place of your birth. So if you imagine the circle in the middle, that represents where you are looking up at the heavens, and all the planets are around you in their particular pattern for that time, date, and place. Now, the transits are the current positions of the planets. So if you think about it, time didn't stop just because you were born. It might have done for, you know, for your mum, she might have gone, oh my goodness, a special moment. But, you know, time carries on going, and the planets all have their own orbits. So from our perspective on Earth, it looks like the sun orbits around us. We're taught it's the other way around, but it looks to us that the sun orbits around us. And from our perspective, you'll see that the sun gets back round to the same degree in the same sun sign at the time of your birthday, approximately, give or take a day. You'll notice that the moon goes all the way around in an orbit, just shy of a month. So it's shorter than a month. It's a lunar month. So you usually have 13 of those every year. Mercury and Venus go round the sun approximately once a year. Mars is a bit slower than that, takes about 2.5 years to go round. Jupiter has an orbit of about 11.8 years, and so on and so forth. The further out the planets get in the solar system, the longer it takes for them to rotate around Earth from our perspective. And so, yeah, the transits are showing where the planets are right now. So for instance, you can have your birth chart in the middle, and then there'll be some planets around the outside, and that will represent where they are now in comparison to where they were when you're born. Now, that is a really important bit of information. That is the crux of what's going on now for you. And that's how you can also predict what's going to happen in the future. So once you have built up all your skills in the next few sessions and reflected them back into your workbook, it will start to piece together, and we'll be working towards the end goal of, right at the end, you anticipating some of the cycles that are coming up for you. And from there, you'll be able to interpret them, or at least know what to look for, and do a little search on Google. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Please do let me know what you've noticed. Like maybe you looked at your chart and thought, oh my God, it's really wonky, or oh my God, it's all red, or it's all blue, or, you know, everybody's chart looks so different. It really is like, it's as individual as a photograph or a fingertip. Now, I'm not entirely sure that I do believe that every fingertip is individual. It appears like that, but I have heard that snowflakes aren't all individual. Who knows? There are so many mysteries to life that we really will never know. And it's the same with astrology as well. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me for this session. Hope to see you in the next one. If you haven't already downloaded the ebook and the workbook, you can just download them from the link below. And of course, please do, write a comment if there's something you want to say. Share it with me. And if you've enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe, and put a shout out for me. Share it with someone that you think will be, into this, that would really enjoy it. So anyway, thanks very much once again. Lots of love to you from Portugal. Bye for now.